Hello, and this is the astrological forecast for Sagittarius, sun sign and rising sign for 2023. Okay, a lot to get through. Sagittarius, let's look at your ruler, which is Jupiter. So the first thing to say is that Jupiter for the first half of the year is going to be traveling in your fifth house in Aries up until 16th of May. Now, this is the house of self-expression, creativity, merriment, children, and the Jupiter, wherever it goes, it brings expansion. It brings a wealth of knowledge. It brings an ability to look at the big picture rather than the small details. Some of that Sagittarius love. There can be a little bit of overconfidence and a self-indulgent nature when Jupiter goes into the fifth house, but it means that your creative aspects might be far more than they've been recently. That you want to express yourself in a dramatic way or create a masterpiece of artistic worth. But it definitely means that you might rebel against your day-to-day structures and or to the people around you wanting to express yourself in the flurry of activity. So you've just got to be very aware of that. Jupiter doesn't do things by half. It tends to go overboard. On the 16th of May, it will move into your sixth house, which is the house of service to others, health, stuff like that, health matters. And you've also got a lunar eclipse to contend with on the 5th of May that will fall into your sixth house. So Sagittarians generally are healthy characters, but they have a tendency to overdo things or not to look at signs and symbols that may be a little bit concerned. So with Jupiter, you've just got to be really, really careful that you look after yourself, that you don't indulge too much, because Jupiter is in Taurus and Taurus likes to indulge and it's the rule of your sixth house. I have to say this is particularly because Venus is going to be retrograde during the year, and that is going to be between the 23rd of July and the 4th of September. Now, that's the rule of your sixth house, and therefore that contributes to, with Jupiter just about to go in there, it contributes to a real focus on health matters. So you've got to look after yourself. The big news is Saturn. Saturn on the 7th of March will move into your fourth house, which is the house of the father, the house of property, the house of where you get your strength, sanctuary, the ancestral lineage, family matters, and suddenly a shift of responsibility, duty, limitations, boundaries are going to be put on those themes over a 2.5-year period. Saturn in the fourth tends to be a little bit tricky because it's a day planet, and the fourth house is right in the midnight zone of the natal chart. So you're going to have to contend with extra responsibility in the home. Now, if you put that with Jupiter, particularly in the first half, of the year in the fifth house, you can see a conflict. There's duty responsibility within home, but there's also a need for Jupiter in the fifth house to go, I want to have fun. And that's where the balance is going to really kind of come in. Now, Sagittarians tend to back away from Saturn if they can. But they actually kind of need Saturn, really. So I think this is a very sort of almost a real sense of maturity that's going to occur, but also responsibility to do with the home environment that's coming up here as well. You've still got Uranus in the sixth house as well. So again, that's to do with health matters. And Neptune is as well still in that fourth house in Pisces, and I think that is right at the end, but still it kind of colours the imagination and the need to escape or move at times as well, and can make one quite restless. But now that Saturn's going in there, I think there's a real kind of a sense of, right, okay, well, I just got to get on with this. So there is a kind of a balance that will come about here. I think really for a lot of Sagittarians, if you look at the ruler Jupiter, it's kind of been going below the horizon. So it's been in the signs, after Sagittarius. As I said earlier, Jupiter's a day planet. It likes to be above the horizon. So it likes to be in, between Gemini and sort of Sagittarius, and it's at the below the horizon. So when it goes below the horizon, that cycle, it tends to get one quite restless, and it's not as active as they would like. Sagittarians are like to be on the go, particularly with travel. I do find that Sagittarians are kind of restricted in their travel while it's below the horizon. But as I said, it goes into Taurus, and then the following year at the end it will go to Gemini, and that means it's above the horizon. So there is a nice kind of 6-year period coming up when it's very active for you. But I feel like it's emerging from a very sort of shadowy aspect, Jupiter, in your chart. It's coming into as a section where it's gaining strength, and I think that's what you'll feel about 2023. You're gaining in strength, you're getting your confidence back, you're feeling a bit more optimistic. It's not hugely active as you'd like, but it's gaining energy, and I think that's what you can expect from 2023. If you like the video, press the like button. If you want to subscribe, become a subscriber, and thank you very much for watching.